Drone attacks have become a staple of Russia's war in Ukraine. But this is different because this is Moscow. The shocked resident of a well-to-do suburb reacts.
И они все ближе и ближе. Первый был вон там. Короче, не знаю даже, что делать. Надо спрятаться, наверное.
The Russians said they'd shot down 8 drones, but one Telegram channel with links to the Russian security services said as many as 25 had been launched. The Russian Ministry of Defense said the attempted strikes were part of Ukrainian terrorist attack, something Kyiv denied. This footage purports to show one of the drones over Moscow. Several neighborhoods were targeted, including Rubliovka, which is where many of the Kremlin elite live. Vladimir Putin himself has a home close by. Whoever was behind it, which we will come to, this is the sort of imagery the attack created. A residential block in Moscow hit by a drone in the background. In the foreground, a Russian army recruitment billboard. Our job, defend the motherland, it reads. Vladimir Putin said today that the attack on Moscow was a reaction to the targeting of Ukraine's military intelligence HQ last week.
In response, the Kyiv regime chose another route, one of trying to scare Russia, scaring the people of Russia, and carrying out strikes against residential buildings.
The irony of that last sentence lost on no one in Kyiv last night. The city was targeted during 3 sets of attacks over 24 hours. The Ukrainians said 31 Iranian-made Shahed drones were involved. 29 were shot down. In this block in the south of Kyiv, 1 person died and 3 were injured. A night in the shelter, so at dawn residents peruse the damage. There have been 17 such attacks in the last month in Kyiv, so eyes fixed on unsafe skies.
The house shook. It was very scary. Go to the shelters because you really don't know where it will hit. We will stay strong.
Moscow's near continuous wave of recent airstrikes are not just about terrorizing the civilian population. The drone attacks could also be a way of the Russians identifying and exhausting Ukraine's air defenses.
It also launched missile strikes, and by Ukraine's own admission, some of these missile strikes are becoming more and more accurate. So perhaps some of the drones are used as a way to identify Ukrainian air defenses, Ukrainian electronic warfare defenses, so that other drones and missiles can get around them or penetrate them with greater accuracy.
Back at the beginning of the month, remember, the Kremlin itself was hit with a drone. That now appears to have been the starting gun on a spate of audacious attacks on Russian soil. Last week, there was even a brief incursion into Russia itself. This week, damage and drone debris on the streets of Moscow. If Putin was banking on a frozen conflict, the temperature is slowly being turned up, closer and closer to home.